What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. As we have come to the end of this month, which means it's time for us to check out another episode of top 10 newly released free-to-play games that you can play right now on the month of July. So all the games that I'm going to mention in this video are newly released titles that are available to download right now on Steam, and they are all completely free to play. And we actually got some decent collection of free games available on this month. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Alright, starting the video with a brand new free-to-play first-person shooter called Unreal Strike. So it's a free-to-play indie-developed multiplayer first-person shooter heavily inspired from games like Counter-Strike but completely built upon the Unreal Engine. The game just released onto the Steam few days ago, so there's not a lot of people know about this game, so the player base are pretty low now. But one of the most cool features of this game is the mod support, which means you can basically make your own maps, change the gameplay or the guns, and make different game modes, which is honestly a pretty cool feature in my opinion. The game is still very new to the Steam, having only like 31 reviews, and most of them are mostly positive. System requirements are somewhat higher compared to something like Counter-Strike, but I would say it's pretty acceptable in 2023. Moving on, we got a very fun looking casual game called Yappy Knockout. So it's a free-to-play multiplayer, more of a casual battle royale style of a game, but I would say it's much more similar to a game like Fall Guys. So basically in this game you are completing a series of mini games with other players, taking part in this beautiful, colorful, chaotic world, and you can play with up to 24 other players throughout 13 different game levels, and it's a super fun casual game to play, especially if you got bunch of friends to play with. This game is also very new to the Steam, having only like 35 reviews, and most of them are sitting at mixed category right now, and the system requirements are also pretty standard in 2023. Moving on, we got a super fun casual racing game called Forklift Racer. Yes guys, as the name suggests, in this game you basically go on races with forklifts, and you can play with up to 8 other players online, or you can challenge your friends. And you can also upgrade and customize your forklift with different paint jobs, engine upgrades and body parts, and also add a bit of personal touch to your ride. It's a very simple looking casual racing game right now, having like 90 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at mixed category. System requirements are also pretty acceptable, but you definitely need to have a dedicated graphics card to play this game. If you're looking for a brand new single player first person action game, our next game is definitely the one you should try out, and that is called Neon Escape. So it's basically a free to play single player first person action game. I would say a little bit similar to something like Ghost Runner, but in this game you fight through waves of enemies using the intense first person hack and slash combat, and your ultimate goal is to survive as long as you can. It's a really cool action game, but still very new to the Steam, having only like 80 reviews, and most of them are sitting at mostly positive. System requirements are also pretty acceptable, but having a dedicated graphics card is a must to enjoy this game. Next up, we got a super fun underwater arcade racing game called Seafood. So it's basically a free-to-play underwater racing game where players can ride a variety of fast fish types and swap fishes mid-race to change your set of abilities, items, and your stat during a game. And you also got 8 different characters to choose from alongside 3 different racing courses. And the game also allows you to play either single player, or you can play split screen co-op, which is a pretty rare thing to see in gaming in 2023. Nevertheless, it's a really fun game. It's still very new to the Steam, having only like 20 reviews, and most of them are very positive. System requirements are also pretty acceptable and very similar to the other games available in today's list. Alright guys, before moving on to the number 5 spot, if you enjoy the video so far, please go ahead and drop a like on the video and also subscribe, because we cover tons of free to play games on this channel. So drop a like and a sub, much appreciated. Let's move into the number 5. Alright, next up we got a really awesome looking game called Cave Crawlers. It's a free-to-play 3D action adventure type of a game, and the gameplay and the graphics are very similar to something like Minecraft, which appealing to a lot of the casual player base. Nevertheless, in this game you can play with up to 10 players in these randomly generated deep underground caves, and your pure goal is to explore all these underground dungeon caves and also use your arsenal of weapons, spells, and talents to beat different bosses and enemies you find, which sound definitely fun and challenging at the same time. It's a really simple looking but very highly addictive game right now, having more than 205 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive, and the minimum system requirements are somewhat higher compared to most of the other games on today's list. Moving on, we got a really fun, simple puzzle game called Cats Hidden in Paris. And as the name suggests, your objective is very simple. All you gotta do is find the 100 hidden cats in this hand-drawn background. It's a very simple single-player game, and I simply add this game on today's list due to its overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And I believe this is their first project, and there will be more levels and games like this will be come out in the future. If you are interested, definitely keep that in mind as well. Anyway guys, the game is really popular right now on Steam, having more than 3,500 reviews, and most of them are overwhelmingly positive, which is incredible. And you absolutely don't have to worry about the system requirement. It's a very simple game. You can even play with the Intel HD graphics. Moving on, we got a very fun and unique single-player puzzle platformer type of a game called Try Again. It's a free-to-play single-player platformer game with a very unique storyline. So in this game, you're playing as a character called Binny, who is a test character that trapped in this unfinished video game, and it is your last day as a test character. And in this final day, you have to navigate through the game, dodge and platform your way through all the challenges, and ultimately become the main character of the game. Honestly, the game has a very unique storyline, which is something I really appreciate, and overall it's a pretty fun and challenging experience. Right now the game is having more than 300 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive reviews, and the system requirements are also pretty less demanding, and you can play this game even with integrated graphics. Alright, moving on, at number 2 position, we got a game called Eternal Return. This is actually not a new game, but it very recently got its 1.0 patch, which means the game is officially out now, and I believe the game was previously on early access. Anyway guys, it's a free-to-play online multiplayer 2D style battle royale game, which heavily focuses on search, craft, hunt and fight your way through various type of characters in game. There are a bunch of new things added to the game with this 1.0 patch, including 24-player gameplay, new characters and skills, and also a bunch of cosmetic items as well. So if you're interested and haven't really played the game yet, now is probably the best time to jump in. And right now the game is having more than 47,000 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at mostly positive, and the system requirements are also pretty acceptable as well. Alright, moving on, at number 1 spot, we got a pretty awesome battle royale game that just went completely free to play very recently, and that is the Naraka Blade Point. So it's a free to play online battle royale game which heavily focuses on the martial arts and fast paced melee combat. The game initially released back in 2021 as a paid game, but with a recent free to play update, the game just completely blowing up on Steam, and right now having more than 200,000 plus daily concurrent players, which is incredible. It's a very unique battle royale, which is something I haven't really seen before, and you can also see a vast range of heroes with unique set of skills and abilities that fits your personal playstyle. It's a really solid game right now on Steam, having close to like 150,000 reviews, and most of them are mostly positive. System requirements are honestly not that heavy, pretty acceptable in 2023. Well, there you have it guys, 10 of the best free-to-play newly released titles available on this month to play, and I hope you guys find at least a couple of them interesting, and let me know down below what is your favorite games from today's list. So finally guys, if you enjoyed the video so far, please go ahead and drop a like on the video, and also subscribe and stay tuned because we cover tons of free-to-play games on this channel, and also help me to reach 50,000 subscribers. I catch you guys soon in my next video. Stay safe.